We've all heard the hype. AI is coming for our jobs, our art, our very way of life. But what if the real story isn't about AI's arrival, but its integration? Recent developments paint a picture of AI not as a singular, monolithic entity, but as an invisible, pervasive force woven into the fabric of our digital and even biological existence. From brain-to-text interfaces to hyper-efficient coding agents, AI is becoming the operating system of our world. But this seamless integration comes with a hidden cost and a critical question. As AI becomes more fundamental, who holds the ultimate control over its direction and its impact on humanity? Let's unpack the silent revolution. A significant development we've been tracking involves AI's deepening integration with human thought. According to reports, Meta AI's Brain-to-QWERTY V2, a non-invasive MEG brain-to-text pipeline, has achieved 61% word accuracy. This isn't merely about transcribing spoken words. As Meta describes it, the system is designed to decode typed sentences directly from brain activity. The implications for communication, accessibility, and even creative expression are substantial. This technology, while still in its early stages, appears to signal a future where the distinction between our internal thoughts and external digital interfaces could diminish significantly. What we're observing here suggests that the next major step for AI isn't solely about mimicking human intelligence, but rather directly interfacing with it, potentially blurring the lines between biological and artificial cognition in ways that warrant close attention. Beyond direct brain interfaces, what we're seeing is AI's relentless march towards efficiency reshaping entire industries. According to reports, Anthropic's recent release of Claude Sonnet 3.5, narrowing the gap to Opus 3.0 on agentic coding at cheaper prices, isn't just an incremental upgrade. It's a strategic move positioning Sonnet 3.5 as a highly capable yet cost-effective agent for complex tasks. Similarly, Google's Nano Banana 2 Lite image model, as they've announced, offers faster and cheaper image generation. While not always aesthetically superior, the model clearly prioritizes speed and cost. This focus on maximizing output while minimizing resource expenditure is driving a massive shift in how businesses operate, from software development to content creation, making AI an indispensable tool for competitive advantage. What we're watching here is less about raw power and more about the commodification of AI capabilities, making advanced tools accessible to a much wider array of businesses and setting the stage for increased competition across the board. The current explosion of AI capability, as we at ToolScout observe, isn't happening in a vacuum. It's built upon a rapidly evolving infrastructure. According to recent announcements, AWS's continuous updates, such as implementing resilience patterns with Amazon Bedrock and simplifying multi-account access, highlight the foundational work being done in this space. These aren't typically flashy headlines, but they are crucial for scaling AI effectively. NVIDIA's reported focus on helping robots and developers move faster, starting with what they describe as infrastructure, the boards inside machines, the software that lets developers move, further underscores this point. The real power of AI, in our estimation, isn't just in the models themselves, but in the robust, scalable, and increasingly integrated back-end systems that allow these models to be built, deployed, and utilized across countless applications. We anticipate that these picks and shovels of the AI gold rush will only continue to grow in sophistication and essentiality, forming the bedrock for future innovations. The rapid integration of AI, as we're observing, is certainly casting a significant shadow. Reports from various outlets, including local San Francisco news, have highlighted the city's AI boom, which is now reportedly pricing out even six-figure tech workers struggling with rents exceeding $5,000. This isn't merely a tale of gentrification. It's a clear indication that AI is driving an economic stratification impacting even those who have historically benefited from the tech sector's growth. Furthermore, security researchers have recently detailed what they're calling a new attack on AI browsers. They demonstrate that a simple input, like telling an LLM that 2 + 2 = 5, can be enough to prompt it to follow forbidden instructions, exposing critical vulnerabilities. As AI becomes more deeply embedded across industries, the potential for misuse, whether accidental or malicious, appears to be growing exponentially. What we're seeing here is a trade-off. The pursuit of efficiency and deeper integration seems to come at the cost of increasing social inequality and the emergence of entirely new attack vectors for exploitation. This suggests a growing need for robust ethical frameworks and security protocols to keep pace with deployment. Recent reports highlight AI's increasingly pervasive reach into our digital lives, often without us even realizing it. According to various media analyses, Netflix, for instance, has reportedly utilized an AI-generated Gene Wilder voice for its Willy Wonka show. While a niche example, this move illustrates how AI is subtly integrating into entertainment production. Similarly, podcasting platforms like Riverside are reportedly deploying AI to generate newsletters directly from recordings, streamlining content creation for their users. Furthermore, the integration of services like Link's iMessage apps, which bring payments, tickets, and games into the iMessage bubble via the iMessage app framework, underscores AI's role in creating more interactive and transactional digital experiences. What we're seeing here is AI transforming from a selectable tool into an underlying intelligence, reshaping how we consume media and conduct daily transactions, often behind the scenes. This widespread, often invisible integration suggests AI isn't just a choice, it's becoming the default. This brings us to a core question ToolScout has been tracking. Who truly controls this increasingly integrated AI landscape? According to reporting from The Verge, the case of Elon Musk suing Sam Altman and OpenAI isn't merely a personal feud. It signals a much larger battle over the future direction and control of powerful AI entities. The long-standing concerns articulated by figures like Bernie Sanders regarding concentrated wealth threatening democracy appear more relevant than ever in the age of big tech and advanced AI. As AI continues to become an invisible hand guiding everything from brain-to-text interfaces to global logistics, the question of who designs, deploys, and ultimately governs these systems becomes paramount. The power currently consolidated within a few major players, Google, Amazon, Anthropic, Meta, OpenAI, dictates not just technological progress, but also the very societal structures that will emerge. What we're watching closely is whether this concentration of power will lead to genuine regulatory intervention, or if the market will simply continue to consolidate until a crisis forces a re-evaluation of control. The trajectory is clear. AI is not merely a collection of tools, but a fundamental layer of our reality, deepening its integration into our biology, our economy, and our daily interactions. The true battle isn't about AI's capabilities, but about the locus of control over its pervasive influence. As AI becomes increasingly invisible, the power it wields becomes even more opaque. The future isn't about AI becoming sentient, it's about AI becoming ubiquitous and indispensable, making the question of who holds the reins the most critical challenge of our time. Stay tuned to ToolScout as we continue to dissect these shifts. Like and subscribe for more sharp, original takes on the future of AI.